Piers Morgan brutally mocked Meghan Markle for lament most trolled person in the world. Good Morning Britain host Piers Morgan hit out at Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, for saying she is the most trolled person of 2019. Hi everyone, it's us, the Sussex Daily News team again. And tonight we continue to give you the latest news about the hypocrite couple, Harry and Meghan Markle. And in the latest backlash row, Piers Morgan has taken aim at Meghan Markle for claiming she is, quote, the most trolled person in the world. The Good Morning Britain host, who often openly shares on his dislike for the former actress, blasted Meghan Markle on Monday's installment of the news show. During his rant, the former newspaper editor inflates Meghan for playing the victim game again and explained that Meghan had got the data incorrect, as he was aware that Adele was the most trolled celebrity. He said, "Who said she was the most trolled? I thought she never listened to praise or criticism. That it was, quote, just noise. Trolls don't exist about her. Humans, people, taxpayers do. People commented and judged you on your own words, your choices, your actions, and your decisions. You could have taken responsibility and learned from that, or you could attack and sue and run and play vengeful games. You chose the latter." Agrees with Mr. Piers, Markle has been called out for what the public believes is bad behavior. Because of her narcissism, she cannot understand that it's a change in her behaviors that is needed. She expects the entire world to change for her. It's very hard to expose people who believe that they are victims, when in reality, they are pretending. She is the worst type of person a man like Harry could have married. It seemed as if we have to submit to her in order for her to feel good. I've never seen a woman so very perfect, according to her and her sugars. She makes no mistakes and is the most perfect human being. I feel like she's a child who never outgrew that perfect, infallible image we have of ourselves when we are young. Back to this news, Piers Morgan then went off on a tangent as he shared how hitmaker Adele was the subject of online abuse due to losing weight. Piers fumed, quote, Adele was first as she lost weight, and all the people who loved her for being fat trolled her. If you lose weight and get healthy and get trolled? He then returned to discussing the most trolled famous faces. As he noted, quote, Gemma Collins was second and Meghan third. Piers added, she got more trolling than Trump and me. The controversial star then shared, I get the most trolls from Meghan Markle fans. He then added, the tone deafness is remarkable, before mocking Meghan by asking the camera, are you okay in your Santa Barbara mansion? Exactly. When she said that no one asked her how she felt, my reaction was that she didn't understand that as a member of the royal family, her job was to give comfort to others. Her job was to inquire how others are getting on at times of crisis, to empathize with the grieving, those who have endured natural disasters, to get people on their feet. It isn't to moan and complain that they aren't slobbering all over her. That is why so many have been disappointed in the pair of them. She really should be asking these teenagers about their lives and experiences and not talking about her own. She has the ability to make every charitable event about her, which is really sad for the charities wanting exposure and support. I do hope the teenagers whose podcast she hijacked asked if she was okay. Speaking of trolling, I wonder if the vile Sussex squad is going to be held to accountability for the utterly disturbing things they tweet about the Cambridge family. Or perhaps Megs will call them to thank them again. Sits pretty rich claiming she was trolled when her fans are the worst trolls of all. Do you feel like me? These two twits should be thanking God every day for the abundance they have. But no. While they are whining to a captive group of kids, there are millions of people on Earth who are so poor they drink dirty water from contaminated sources and spend their days rummaging through the local dump for food and items they might be able to sell for a few cents, as they live in a disease-ridden slum of tin shacks that might slide down the hill when it rains. They have no shame. But, as a watcher said, she's not getting it, folks. She doesn't understand that people are responding to her behavior, not picking on her out of the blue. She may have been on maternity leave for much of that time, but she still managed to be in our faces, shoving her thoughts down our throats through most of that time. She and Harry flew more in the last year than most people do in their entire lives. For them to start a business to save the planet from travel is a colossal joke. Her treatment of the Queen is unforgivable. Her treatment of her family and the guest list at the wedding should have been a huge red flag of things to come. I never thought a single person could bring down the royal family, but she just might if her title isn't removed immediately. She's never going to stop being involved in politics. She's a legend in her own mind. Though most people have not been trolling, criticizing your behavior, hypocrisy, and ignorant and patronizing preaching when you are not actual professionals or talents of anything, you treat and disrespect your own friends and family in the most appalling way, and then expect people to like you and listen to you? I think it's time you take a good and long look at the mirror and your own ways, and then start to figure out why you anger people so much. Another also mocked Meghan Markle, quote, "In 2019, I was the most trolled person in the entire world. 8 months of that, I wasn't even visible. I was on maternity leave or with a baby. Yet you still managed to fly to New York for a $500,000 baby shower after telling us to remember the less fortunate. You refused the Queen's invitation to Balmoral. You refused to participate in the 75th anniversary of D-Day because you personally don't like Trump, but miraculously were able to attend the Trooping of the Colors 3 days later. Your nauseating editing of the Vogue magazine was nothing but your woke nonsense, and from all accounts, your staff couldn't stand you. You ghosted your entire family, alienated most of Harry's family. You lied about when you went into labor and gave birth. You refused to reveal Archie's godparents' names, a royal tradition. And you and Harry left a bigger carbon footprint than anyone else in the royal family, while telling us to, quote, cut back. You starting to see why you were so reviled, Meghan? Another added, I see that Meghan is so predictable. She makes everything about herself. These poor young people had their podcast hijacked. If Meghan is so concerned that she was the most trolled person in 2019, why does she go out of her way so desperately to get self-publicity at every opportunity? Most people would only be too grateful to get a break from hearing from her. Meghan and Harry supposedly stepped back from the royal family for more private life. For everyone's sake, she should stop launching herself on every bandwagon she jumps on. Here's a quote from Meghan, quote, silence is golden. And the last one concludes, she marries up for fame, wealth, and status, and then complains about how unfair it all is with the backdrop of one of the poorest countries in the world, leaks nasty stories about the brother-in-law she hates and the sister-in-law she envies, feeds malicious gossip to writers to make herself look good, announces her pregnancy at the Queen's granddaughter's televised wedding, the whole nonsense around her baby's christening, makes a fool of herself at Wimbledon, and then whinges about being trolled. As you saw, Meghan, dear. And you? Do you agree with them? Please let me know in the comment section, and everyone discuss Meghan Markle together. If you so prefer my video tonight, please like it and share it with anyone you want. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sussex Daily News Channel version 2 to get more news about the royal family by us. Now good night and see you tomorrow.